Good morning, guys. So I'm sure you've read the title of the video and you see that it is not the next Marvel movie. And I'm sure you're seeing the upload date and it is not just like a week after I posted JoJo Part 3, Part 1. Sorry about that. I don't really have an excuse. I just need to stop giving myself expectations that I can't meet. That's really the common thread here, because I have this really big problem called being lazy, which I don't know why, because it's not like what I do is hard. It's sitting down, watching a movie, and then a day or two later sitting down and talking into a camera. It's not exactly the most strenuous thing in the world, but my excuse is that I have a job. There it is. You got it. And also with Marvel, my younger brother started school again, so I'm trying to watch him with him. I think I mentioned that. So our schedules, trying to get them to mesh together is a little difficult. But speaking of my brother starting school, that's actually the reason why we are now on Holes, an older Disney movie from the 90s, starring a young Shia LaBeouf. I think this movie's great. Now, the reason why I was watching this was because I've already seen the movie, and I like the movie, so that's where this review is going. But my younger brother had to watch it for school, which the first time I saw it was when I was his age and was at the same school, in the same class, and still had to watch it. I don't know why watching Holes was part of the curriculum. I'm not going to complain, though, because it's a good-ass fucking movie. Now, in middle school, I read the book that the movie was based on, and the book is actually pretty good as well, and I think it's a pretty faithful adaptation. Obviously, they have to cut some stuff because it's a movie, but I can't remember anything from the book that they really cut. I think they changed the ending slightly, but it's not it's not a terrible change. Honestly, I like the ending for the movie a little better. Which I won't spoil any of it. I won't, definitely not. Go watch this movie. It's on Disney Plus. That's how I watched it. It's pretty good. But yeah, anyway, so Holes. I guess I'll go into a small little plot synopsis. This is going to be a shorter one, mainly because I don't have a lot to talk about other than just saying that it's a good movie over and over, which is 90% of my videos. Anyway, so it's about this kid named Stanley, and he goes to he gets accused of stealing these shoes that belong to a baseball player that he donated to charity, and then so instead of going to like juvie or jail or whatever, we got some coffee again today. I said it's good morning even though I'm filming this at almost 12 o'clock. But anyway, so he goes to this camp called Camp Green Lake, and there is no, and I think that's the first line in the book is just, there is no lake at Camp Green Lake. I think it's like one of those iconic openings. Oh, hello, Felix. I didn't know I left the door unlocked and slightly open. Well, I'm filming a video, buddy, so I can't really, here, can they see you? This is my cat, Felix. Say hi, Felix. He's a little camera shy. That's okay, though, because he's not the one who sat and watched the movie. But anyway, so he's going to be doing what he's doing. I don't know what he's going to do. Probably get cat hair all over my nice pineapple shirt. But anyway, so, yeah, I think the line, there is no lake at Camp Green Lake. I like doing these podcast style videos. I know I can be kind of rambly, which is something that I got to work on. But I just wanted to point out right now is that because if I was doing an edited video, I don't know if I'd leave our boy Felix in. He's such a cool cat. I love him. I wonder if you can hear him purring. But anyway, me obsessing over my cat aside, Um, I think it's Holes is, he goes to the camp, and it's like a prison camp. It's like a work camp, and what they do is there's a bunch of like teenage boys there, and they all have to like every day you go out, you grab a shovel, and you dig a hole in the Texas desert, and then you go back, and you do that every day for a year, I think, is how it goes. And it's just a good story, and it's not, it's about like what happens to Stanley, because then you go into, a lot of the story is told in flashbacks, and I think the movie does this really well. And I think other movies that do this, I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I can't think of any that do it as well as Holes does it. You know, there's he's sticking his little tongue out. Felix does this thing where he'll like stick the little tip of his tongue out and not put it back in. And it's so cute. He's done it since he was little, and now he's like, you're what, 11 years old now? Something like that. But anyway, I think there's yes, I love you. Come on, you didn't come here to watch me gush over my cat. You came here to watch me talk about Holes. I'm sorry. But I really appreciate how well they do flashbacks. You know, there's not just the story with Stanley, and we do get flashbacks to, that's what's a lot of what they cut, is a lot of Stanley's like backstory stuff, because it's just not necessary for the story they're trying to tell. But it's a lot of stuff to his home and his family, and there's a story about one of his ancestors, 2 of them actually, and you get flashbacks to both of them, and then you get flashbacks to this story about these 2 people who worked on who like lived at like Camp Green Lake before it was a camp, and when it was a small like town. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And again, every story they all interweave with each other, and they all work together. Oh, there he is. Say hi to everyone? No? Okay. Normally he doesn't mind when I pick him up like that. Maybe he just doesn't want to be on camera. That might be it. You gotta scratch yourself here? Well, at least he's not licking his ass. And then and it's all written very well, and there's like it's one of those things where something happens and you like have a realization right before the movie tells you, and you're like, oh shit, that's what this is, and blah, 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 and you know. It's very interesting. I really, really enjoy it. The only, the thing is there's not a lot of things that I can say are wrong with it, you know? It's not like the greatest movie of all time. I really like it, Felix. But it's not, there's nothing dragging it down. Like, there's nothing I can point at and say, all right, that's bad. That makes the movie worse. The only thing is, like, some of they have some CG on some, like, animals to make like, do what they want. And they probably didn't need to. And it's kind of disappointing that they did use CG. And it doesn't take you out of the film. It's not, it's terrible, but it's not so bad that it takes you out of the film. It just didn't need, like, that's the only grievance I really have. So, and there's a lot of like relatively famous actors in here. Like, I can't, like, obviously a young Shia LaBeouf, and then, and I can't, Sigourney Weaver's in it, Eartha Kitt, I think I'm thinking of the right person, who, I mean, at the time the movie was made was already like decently older, but again, it's really, really neat, and I think you should watch this movie. I mean, you know, if you're in the mood for some, I mean, and it doesn't really have like a lot of like the cheesiness that you would expect from a live action Disney movie about a bunch of teenagers. And I really appreciate that. I mean, the all the relationships and the conversations between Stanley and the other kids in the movie aren't like, they feel natural. They feel like as close to how teenagers talk as they can get without them, like, I don't know, swearing constantly, you know? And it's good. It does that really well. This is definitely one of the better movies that I've talked about on the channel. But I think that's where I'll have to end this, because the next movie I watched last night, and I really liked that one as well. That's all I'll say. I don't know when I'm gonna upload these, so I mean, you might have to wait 2 days. I'm gonna film it right after I end this, but you might have to wait a couple days. You might have to wait a week, but be excited, because it's a good movie. But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end it. Peace out, home slice. Later, guys.